Instagram page for moms who struggle with their mental health. It's called At the Gift of Suffering, and I share encouragement and support and tips for moms who are just stuck in survival mode or just struggling with overwhelm and overstimulation, and I share support and encouragement and tips. So if you're struggling right now and you're a mom, a postpartum mom, a mom of toddlers, because that's what I have experience with right now, then go ahead and go over there and give me a follow. Again, it's At the Gift of Suffering. So, sorry, I have allergies, so if I sound stuffed up, that is why. I want to start out with sharing my journey with you guys. So I would say my anxiety started when I was about a teenager, because that was about the time where, you know, I went to church, so I was getting into youth group and like other social things and stuff like that, and it only really presented itself when I was in certain situations or like had to go do a certain thing. So I would say it was bearable back then, but like looking back, I know that was anxiety. So it all started then, and then of course it got worse as I got older. When I like went out and got a job and had extra responsibilities and stuff like that. But again, it was more like certain situations, you know, stuff like that. It got bad probably after I had kids, because, you know, hormones and all that crazy stuff happens, and just someone needing you all the time. So that's when I would say it got worse. I remember having intrusive thoughts, and I didn't even know what intrusive thoughts were after I had my first. But it did get better after he started sleeping through the night. And again, it was more like situational and stuff. Like I was pretty comfortable at home, but I will say probably I struggled with more overwhelm and overstimulation after I became a mama. So, then fast forward, I had my second. Same thing, postpartum was rough, not sleeping was rough. She started sleeping better, and so it was getting better, but I put myself under a lot of stress with external things that were within my control, but I put too much stress on myself, and I hit a breaking point where I struggled with panic attacks every single day at night. In the middle of the day, I couldn't even leave my house barely to go anywhere. My mom was coming over to take care of the kids, or help me take care of the kids, because I did not feel comfortable just being alone with them because I was just struggling with those panic attacks. So once I started healing my nervous system, it took a little bit. I won't say it wasn't years, it was a couple months, but it felt like a couple years, because I'm a pretty outgoing person most of the time, and so being shut in and not feeling like I could go anywhere or anything really depressed me. So once I started healing my nervous system, or regulating it, it got a lot better. So that's my story with like the timeline with my anxiety. But I wanted to share a little story that might bring you some encouragement. After I had my first child, a little boy, we were living in a rental at the time, and like I think it was before I had him, we were told that our landlord was wanting to sell sell our house. And so we were like, okay, but we weren't really given a timeline or anything. I think he was about like 3 weeks old or so when our landlord came and told us, okay, I'm selling it. like, we're going to start doing showings and stuff like that. And that overwhelmed me quite a bit because here I am, a new mom, 3-week-old baby, and I'm being told, oh, like, we're going to start having people over and doing showings and all that stuff. And I'm like, how in the world am I going to keep the house clean and stay on top of things with a little 3-week-old? So it was a very overwhelming time, and I was very upset about it. But we ended up moving in with my parents, which, you know, they live in a smaller house, so it was a little bit hard, but we made it work, and it was actually a really good experience. So we moved in there, and we started work on looking for a house and getting a first-time home buyer's loan. And so we went through that process, and fast forward to like January of 2020, we found a house, and it was within our budget, and so we went ahead and got it. And that was right before the whole world shut down because of the C word. And so it was really, really rough, and the point too that I'm getting with this story is that time was so frustrating and so hard. Basically getting like pushed out of our rental house, moving in with our parents, trying to find a house. That was a stressful time, especially for a new mom that was navigating first time motherhood. But now that I look back on it, it was actually a very, very good thing, because we bought our house right before the whole world shut down and prices started going up and crazy things started happening. So I look back on it now, and it was actually something that blessed us. If we would have, if that wouldn't have happened and we would have waited to buy a house, it would have been a lot harder, a lot more expensive, and more of a headache. So if you are going through just a hard situation right now, a hard season, if you're stuck in survival mode, or you're overwhelmed or overstimulated in motherhood, then just remember this. Right now, I know it's all you can see, just your struggles. You can't see anything around. And I fully understand that. But just remember that years from now, even if it doesn't feel like it right now, you're probably going to look back and you're going to realize the good things about that situation. And I know saying that sometimes does not make it easier during the rough time that you're struggling with, but just know that. I just want to encourage you just to keep going, and just keep doing the best that you can, and know that the best that you can may look different every day. On the days where you can only give 30%, you really gave 100% because you gave as much as you could. So keep going. Remember that you're not going to be perfect, and you're going to make mistakes, and that is totally okay. So I just wanted to leave you with that and say I totally understand, and I'm rooting for you, and I know you can do this, and I believe that you can make it through this season that you're going through. So again, if you want to go follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thegiftofsuffering, and I hope to see you over there. I really love connecting with my followers and just sharing tips and relatability of stuff that I'm going through. I'm still working through my healing journey, you guys. It's definitely not perfect, and that is totally okay. But I am out of that survival mode that I was in last year after my second baby. So, I hope you all have a great Thursday, and just keep going and keep fighting, and know that I believe in you. Bye, guys.